This entire family was murdered, and the reason why will leave you shocked. Villisca, Iowa, a quaint, sleepy town where everyone knew everyone. But on June 10, 1912, this peaceful community was shattered by a crime so gruesome, it remains one of America's greatest unsolved mysteries. The Moore family was well known and respected in Villisca. Josiah Moore, his wife Sarah, and their 4 children, Herman, Catherine, Boyd, and Paul, were active members of their church and well liked by their neighbors. On the evening of June 9, 1912, the Moores attended a church event along with 2 young friends, Lena and Ina Stillinger. The children played and laughed, unaware of the horror that awaited them. After returning home, the Moores and the Stillinger sisters settled in for the night. But as they slept, a sinister figure crept through the house. Sometime after midnight, the intruder took an axe from the Moores' backyard and silently entered the house. He began his brutal attack in the master bedroom where Josiah and Sarah Moore slept. The killer struck Josiah first, delivering a powerful blow to his head with the blunt end of the axe. Sarah was next, her skull shattered by the same brutal force. The murderer then moved to the children's rooms, methodically killing Herman, Catherine, Boyd, and Paul. Lena and Ina Stillinger, the young guests, were the final victims. Lena was found lying crosswise on the bed with defensive wounds on her arms, indicating she had awoken and fought back. The killer left no survivors. The next morning, a concerned neighbor, noticing the unusual silence from the Moore household, went to investigate. What she found was a scene of unimaginable horror. The local marshal was called, and soon the entire town was abuzz with the news of the grisly murders. The investigation revealed several chilling details. All the victims' faces were covered with bedclothes after they were killed, and the mirrors in the house were draped with cloths. The killer had even prepared a plate of food, which was left untouched, and a bowl of bloody water where he had washed his hands. Numerous suspects were considered, but none were definitively linked to the crime. Among them was Frank F. Jones, a local businessman and state senator who had a known rivalry with Josiah Moore. Another suspect was Reverend George Kelly, a traveling preacher with a history of mental illness and strange behavior. Reverend Kelly was eventually tried for the murders, but after 2 trials, he was acquitted. The lack of concrete evidence and the mishandling of the investigation meant that no one was ever convicted. Today, the Villisca Axe Murder House stands as a chilling reminder of that fateful night. Visitors report strange occurrences, and many believe the house is haunted by the spirits of the victims. The Villisca Axe murders shook the foundation of this community. It's a tragedy that has never been forgotten, and the lack of closure continues to haunt us. There's been numerous recorded unexplained phenomena in the house. Some believe it's the spirits of the Moore family trying to communicate, seeking justice for their untimely deaths. Over a century has passed since that dreadful night, yet the mystery of the Villisca Axe murders endures. Who was the shadowy figure that brought terror to this small town? Why did they commit such a heinous act? The answers remain elusive, locked away in the silence of history. If you have any information about the Villisca Axe murders, please contact the Villisca Historical Society. Perhaps one day the truth will finally be uncovered.